That is the biggest, this is so interesting to me because you're asking the most asked question. Let me, everybody can't hear it, but the idea of how together, how perfect do you have to be in your life in order to help other people with their lives, right? Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's, when I was, who do I think I am, first of all, if I can't fix my own life? And boy, it looks like that is going to be, that's actually two questions. The first question is, how perfect do I have to have my life? And the second question is, how come it's easier to help other people than to help myself? And they're not exactly the same question, so I'm going to answer them separately, but they're the most asked questions. Everybody's got that one, and so don't go away. I'm going to wait a little while till I have a few more people, and then I'm going to answer it. But thanks for letting me know. I won't be wasting anybody's time, because this is so important to people. And it's very interesting because it's something that has, to be honest with you, never occurred to me. I've been coaching for 1,000 years, and it never occurred to me that my life was supposed to be together. I mean, I was thrown in the drink. I was helping people. I didn't know what we called it before there was any coaching. Just solving any problem. What's the problem? What do you want? Why don't you have it? What's the problem? And solving the problem seemed to depend on whether I was any good at solving problems or finding out what was going on. And it never seemed to have much to do with my problems. I could even help people with relationships. I could fix them. It was too hard. I didn't want to, but I did for a while. But certainly my relationships were terrible. I mean, but I was right. I mean, they got happy. Everything worked. It's like, see, we're not like mechanics. A mechanic can fix someone else's car, and a mechanic can fix his own car. And if he can't fix his own car, then you got to wonder if he can fix anybody else's. I really understand that. But that's not true with helping people, with humans helping humans. It really isn't. And the people who really know this, originally, all the way back, was Alcoholics Anonymous. They would only have an alcoholic or an ex-alcoholic. I call them, they don't ever call themselves ex, but they would only let people who had been through it and were still in danger of falling off the wagon. Those were the only people they would allow to be leaders. They understood something very profound, which is you don't take a person who's skinny by nature and ask her to run a class showing chubby people how to get thin, because she doesn't know. She doesn't know how she gets thin. It isn't a problem for her. And you don't ask a well-organized person to teach you to be better organized. She can come over and organize your house and get you on track, but she can't teach you how to become organized because she doesn't know how she's organized. She doesn't know what it's like to be a disorganized person. So if you don't, it doesn't work. That's right. It was never broken. They don't know how to fix it. There are certain things I know how to do since I was born, and one of them is public speaking. And I do not know how to teach it because I don't know how I do it. I can tell you what it's like when I'm doing it, and that seems to help people on one or two areas. But when it comes to how do you overcome a fear of public speaking, I haven't got the slightest idea. I've never had a fear of public speaking. I'm not the person who teaches that. So that's why when people say, how perfect does my life have to be? I can't get my own life together. Of course not. It's very hard to get your own life together. How come I can help other people so easily and not myself? Because you can't see yourself and you can see them. Because you don't have inner conflicts about them. You have inner conflicts about yourself. Because you want to see them succeed and get what they want. But if you succeed and get what you want, you might have to battle a jealous brother, a frightened or depressed mother. Who knows what you've got going? Somebody who didn't like you and does not want to see you succeed. Who knows what it means to you to succeed? But when you look at somebody, supposing you weren't good enough for somebody important in your life when you were little. Well, when you look at a client and they don't feel good enough, they look good enough to you, you don't know anything about that. So it doesn't get in your way when you see them and you find out what they're capable of. But how on earth are you supposed to see yourself? You know, somebody once told me something very interesting. Hold on a second. He said, you know, a circle is 360 degrees, but we can only see 359 degrees. We cannot see our own face. We cannot look in our own eyes. To find out what we look like, we have to look at another human being.